Hi, I'm Amy, a computer toucher / pervert.
And I'm Beth, a word enjoyer.
And this is Shit Post-Mortem.
A podcast where you overthink stupid ideas.
Post-mortems for shit posts, if you will.
Also, we might trick you into learning about Surf Dracula.
Whoa, Surf Dracula. What a cool guy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to play the theme.
Shit Post-Mortem.
Okay. Beth, you want to read this first idea?
Yeah, this is a Beth idea. Okay, so I was thinking about one of the few video games that has what I'm going to call mandatory cross-dressing.
What game?
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, of course.
To get into Gerudo Town, which you have to do for one of the 4 divine beasts, which are like
Main quest
stuff. Link has to get a specific outfit because they don't let men into the town, basically. Anyway, it's not technically mandatory because technically the divine beasts aren't mandatory.
Yeah.
Speedrunners just go straight to the castle and fight all the lights directly.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
certainly I would expect your normal, casual player to do all of the divine beasts.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, so my idea was an adventure game, like an old graphic adventure game, a point-and-click adventure game, whatever you want to call it. Like the kind of thing Sierra or LucasArts used to make.
Yeah.
But like a full third of like the game's runtime is just wasting the player's time by being like, oh, well, the character has to get into like, I don't know, a clubhouse that's girls only or something. And so they have to cross-dress, but then you have stupid, annoying adventure game logic where they have to like steal a pair of oranges to put in a bra, or like they have to distract a fisherman so they can steal his fishing net so they can make them into fish nets or something. Just really dumb shit. You could come up with more stuff. I'm
Perfectly
sure.
spherical.
That's right. That the ideal form of boob, right? I'm pretty sure that's
No,
correct.
I don't think so.
No? Oh, what shape should they be?
Pointy.
Oh, like Laura Croft. Like
OG Laura Croft.
yeah, or like Madonna. Wait, so would you prefer like low poly, like Laura Croft, or like conular?
Low poly.
Okay. You want Laura Croft, not Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we were talking about could you reprint low poly boob covers?
Yeah. Like it could be funny if you went as like Laura Croft, but with the polygonal titties.
Who got those polygonal?
My friend LOD.
Oh wow, LOD. That's for level of detail.
That's right. But it could be a girl's name.
Yeah, there could be a girl named LOD.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know a Melody. Why not an LOD? LOD's nuts.
Wow. So like ELODIE thing.
Yeah. I think that is it.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
feel like
that's
I've seen that as a name.
I think that's it. All right. You want to read this next idea?
Okay. Centipede.
So you may say, what does that mean? So are you familiar with the human centipede?
Unfortunately.
Right. So it's like you sewed centipedes together to make a centipede.
Yeah, like a longer centipede made out of centipedes.
If you're not familiar with the human centipede, it's a movie that I think is going for a shock value.
Yeah.
Sewing people's butts to people's mouths. And
like
you
a
may
line.
say, why would people do that? Well, I don't know.
That's a good question. Yeah.
That's a great question. I'm not actually sure what the justification
I haven't
is.
actually seen the movie.
No, but it's sort of, it's a well-known pop culture.
Anyway, this idea is inspired by a specific guy in Slay the Spire 2.
Yes, there's a guy who at least kind of looks like a centipede.
Yeah.
Anyway, Slay the Spire 2, good game. I liked the first game. I liked the second.
That guy's name is like the Centimillipede or the Millicentipede or something, I think.
Oh, okay. To be honest, you could definitely play the game without know the names of most of them. You're like, oh, it's that guy who does that thing.
Oh, it's the guy who opens up the big portal with his hands.
The
It's the giant
guy
crab.
is like, oh, that's the guy where if you kill one of them, it'll come back unless you kill the others.
That's the big crab where the claws attack you from either side.
That's the crab who's hidden it from the back. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
Anyway, something I was talking about was doing art on the Slay the Spire 2 map screen. For example, drawing a realistic dick and balls.
It is definitely funnier if it's realistic.
It is, well, it's because people are drawing unrealistic dick and balls on that map screen like constantly. They're like playing co-op with their friends. By the way, the co-op's really fun. Would recommend. I might try to play later if I get friends to do it. Yeah, but people are drawing like crude dick and balls constant on the map screen, right? Like for sure.
Wow, crude, unrefined dick and balls.
Yeah, you know how those gamers are with their crude, unrefined dick and balls.
You want some highfalutin dick and balls.
I want sophisticated, refined dick and balls.
Of course.
I want high class, expensive dick and balls.
You want dick and balls rendered like a Rembrandt.
Yeah. I want the play of the light and the shadow to tell us tale about the dick and balls.
You want immaculate cross-hatching.
Yeah, I do. I mean, actually, kind of. I do like cross-hatching.
I actually am a cross-hatching enjoyer, yeah. Or like the whole aesthetic of sort of like engraved or woodcut type stuff.
It's
kinda
pretty
neat.
good. Like the really good, the
Well,
well
the-
done
yeah.
stuff. The less well done stuff, not to say it's necessarily bad, tends to have like kind of thick lines, not that much detail, because that's easier.
Yes.
But the really elaborate crosshatch stuff, it's pretty good. I do like that. It's like an art that doesn't maybe you don't see as much nowadays.
I mean,
But it's neat.
I will say, okay, to my brain, cross-hatching is kind of like dither.
You want to say what that is?
The dither? Or, yeah, like, okay, at least in the context of
Images?
computer graphics,
Yeah.
dithering is a way to sort of mimic having more colors with a limited palette by
Yeah.
alternating colors or having some kind of repeating pattern usually.
Yeah.
There's also randomized dith, but
It's actually a pretty complicated.
there's
really
a
get
lot
into
to
it.
the subject actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know one thing in it is error diffusion, where there are basically algorithms to try to make it so that, like, an issue that can happen with dithering is that, let's say you have like a color that's like a really light gray, almost white, and you're dithering into just black and white as
Yeah.
two colors. You're likely to end up with something where most of it is just white, which is a pretty close match to the original, but you'll have occasional spots maybe where, like, so that a whole area averages sort of light gray, you'll
Right.
have like a pixel of black, like
Every
isolated.
now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so error diffusion is sort of like you want to make sure the black pixels aren't clustered
Right.
together or anything.
Spread it out.
Ideally, you want them to be approximately evenly spread out. So that's the whole thing. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to read the next idea. Okay, so it's a Dyson Airblade for the whole body. If you're not familiar, a Dyson Airblade is one of those hand dryers that you see in public restrooms where you stick your hands in and kind of move them up and down and it's just blowing on your hand. This is as opposed to the kind where you stick your hands under it and you like press a button.
Yeah, with the Dyson ones, you like repeatedly insert and pull out your hand, kind of.
There's sort of like a slot for. Yeah, right. So basically, the idea is after you shower, you step into this giant blower and you like jump up and down in the airstream to dry yourself off. No need for a towel.
Wow.
Now, this might dry out your skin. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is good for your skin.
Well, I mean, hair dryers are a thing, you know?
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know if that's good for your hair, to be honest.
I mean, I've heard they're not.
Yeah.
At least if you're doing high heat. It
Yeah,
can do damage over time, I think.
right. That's fair. I will say I saw an interesting kind of hand dryer recently.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, Dyson makes some kind of thing now where the center is like a normal sink faucet, and then it has weird things sticking out diagonally on either side of that blow air.
Kind of like a pair of wings.
Yeah, it is kind of like
Outspread.
a pair of. Yeah, that's true. So I used one in a public restroom, and I mean, it worked okay, but I'm not totally sold. Some other people were like, it tends to blow dirty water on you, depending on like the sink setup.
Yeah.
Maybe not ideal.
Yeah, our friend was of the opinion that air dryers exist
Or a scam.
because so that they don't have to pay janitorial laborers to change out the
Paper towels.
paper towels as often.
Which I kind of buy.
To be honest, like, I think sometimes they will make claims that they're more hygienic, but like,
Are they?
I don't know, are they?
Is blowing air better than just like wiping your hands?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It kind of seems like it could aerosolize some germs if there's
Yeah.
germs in the water in your hand. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's not clear to me that
Not
that's
totally so.
I mean, I think it's sort of the idea. People have the idea, like, if I don't touch anything, I can't get any germs. But, like, they could be airborne, to be, in fairness. That's a possibility.
Oh yeah, something we're talking about recently is nobody has hand dryers in their homes.
Yeah.
Or at least not that I
I've
know
never
of.
seen that, yeah.
Maybe if you're like weird and rich, you do. I don't know.
Well, okay. See, my friend's theory that, like, oh, so you have to change out paper towels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I also don't know anyone who in their bathroom has, like, a paper towel dispenser
I have
in their
seen
home.
that actually.
Oh, really?
That's not unheard of.
Okay, I guess I've never seen that.
They sell things that are kind of like tissue boxes, but they have basically little like disposable hand towel things in them, and people will put them in their bathroom.
So are they, like, a paper product?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I guess I've never seen this.
Yeah, I've seen this occasionally. So that does exist.
Ah, okay. But also, it's like average private residence bathroom,
I mean, they just have a towel,
like,
like a normal towel.
yeah, it's low enough traffic. There's a few enough distinct people use it. You could probably just have a normal towel.
You ever run into the situation where you're at someone's house, you're in someone's bathroom, and you're just like trying to work out which towel you're supposed to wipe your hands on?
That has happened to me, yeah.
I tend to just go for whatever the smallest one is.
Yeah, same. But sometimes there'll be two of equal size.
Yeah, and you're like,
And I'm like,
maybe they're both fine.
I guess I go with the one closer to the sink
Yeah,
then. Maybe.
tiebreaker. Oh, actually, this reminds me, this is a little bit of a tangent. So this doesn't really affect me nowadays, but I think about urinal etiquette sometimes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Specifically the classic that if you don't need to, you're not supposed to piss directly next to someone else.
And you're also not supposed to force someone else unnecessarily into that situation.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me describe. Let's say you have 3 urinals side by side in a row. That's
Yeah.
pretty realistic, I think.
Sure.
So if no one's using it and you come to use it, you use one of the end ones. You don't use the middle
Right,
one. That's
because
violating
then
etiquette.
anyone who wants to piss would have to be next to you.
Exactly. You use one of the end ones so the next person to come in can use the other end. Have a buffer urinal in between.
Yeah, I do think there is a noteworthy exception to this etiquette, which is if you're gay and you're cruising, maybe.
When you look over,
You go next to them, you give them a little glance. This is my secondhand understanding, I'll say. All right, Beth, you want to talk about this next idea?
Yeah, girl diet. So you might have heard about girl dinner.
I have.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, that's basically people will post something that's like a bunch of crackers and a stick of celery and be like, girl dinner. It's girl dinner.
A bowl of peanuts and some
Yeah.
ibuprofen, that's girl dinner.
Real.
Yeah, that just sounds like something Amy would have, actually.
Wait, hang on.
Fact check. Oh yeah, we got it in.
We did it. We did it. We've been wanting to use that.
It's a sound clip.
Yeah, Beth made that. There's
Yeah.
actually a video that goes with it, but we can't show you that in podcast form.
This is a podcast, yeah.
I might link to the YouTube video version of it in the podcast description. Remind me.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Amy, remember to... Oh,
Not later!
I'm kidding. I'm just being annoying. Yeah, so basically the idea for girl diet, though, is that you just have pink stuff. You know, that's
Only
the girl
pink
color.
food.
So, like, ham,
Right.
strawberry smoothies,
Yeah, I guess. What else? Can you name any other pink food?
Benadryl.
Benadryl is not a...
It's not?
No!
You've ever been to one of those bars where they have, like, a bowl of stacks? It's just full of Benadryl.
No, and I think I would be kind of worried if I did.
Okay, well, that's good because I just made that up, obviously.
Yeah, I fucking know. I know, man. I'm aware.
Sorry, I gotta think
Can
of
you
more
name
pink foods.
literally any other pink food? Rare steak,
Yeah, rare steak.
but like really. Wait. Here's an actual answer. Salmon.
Oh, salmon. Yeah, there we go. Pink lady apples.
It's not that pink.
Okay, I guess. I feel like there must be. Oh, grapefruit.
Oh, okay. See, there's another real. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, by the way, I'm the #1 grapefruit enjoyer.
she really likes grapefruit. It's true.
I don't necessarily eat that many like grapefruits by themselves, but I love to get like if I'm at a boba place, I love to get a drink with grapefruit. I love to eat like grapefruit flavored stuff. I like Pocari Sweat, which is hypothetically grapefruit flavored though. Sometimes when you tell people, they're like, "Wait, it is."
That was my response.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's good though.
I was like, I got it was citrus flavored. I wasn't really getting grapefruit
Yeah,
specifically.
we've been getting Pocari Sweat. We live near a Daiso, which is like a Japanese kind of like dollar chain store.
Or like 100 yen store.
Yeah,
Maybe.
But yeah, there's Daiso's along the west country. We live near one,
Yeah.
though not for that much longer.
Yeah, we're gonna move soon.
Yeah, oh wait, actually, exciting announcement. We're buying a house, like a single family house. That's actually genuinely actually exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Buying a house is kind of a pain in the ass.
That's true. Hello. Please sign.
Do you know how much shit I've had to DocuSign?
Yeah, please sign 300 documents this week.
Yeah. Also, phone calls. People keep calling me about house.
How could they do this to a millennial?
I know.
That's fucked up.
That's what you're not supposed to.
Yeah, that violates etiquette. Everyone knows anyone
Passing
younger
a
than a
law-
millennial hates talking
Wait,
on the phone.
Passing a law that makes it illegal to call anyone under the age of 40.
Yes, good. They should do that, I think.
I think that's a good idea. Vote for me.
Yeah.
I'm running for governor of California. Vote for me.
Well, you can't be worse than a bunch of the other candidates.
Yeah, no, I know. There's too many fucking people running for governor here, I'll tell you.
I think the Democrats are like, Gavin Newsom is probably going to go try to run for president.
Also, he's termed out. He can't run.
Yeah, so we gotta be the new Democrat to run.
Speaking of Gavin Newsom, bastard man. We don't like him.
It's true.
I think I posted guy who would throw trans people under the bus for a free sandwich. I stand by this. But yeah, he keeps going on like conservative shit or having conservatives on his fucking podcast, which by the way sounds like the worst podcast ever.
I'm not listening to Gavin Newsom's podcast.
Where he's fucking conservatives on. But he wants to be president so bad. But he keeps saying shit about trans people. It's like, oh my god, we don't like you. We don't like you, Gavin. I speak for the entire trans community. Okay.
Wow.
I'm the official spokesman.
Wow, congrats. I didn't know that.
I just decided.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see. I was assuming there was a vote or something.
No. Okay, right. I'll read this next idea. This is mine. Okay, car that explodes if you go over the speed limit.
A reverse speed situation is what I've been calling it.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar, Speed is a movie where I haven't seen it. Okay, so I'm a little unclear on the details.
There's a bus.
And if it goes under a certain speed, it like explodes or something?
Yeah, there's a bomb rigged to it.
I'm
not sure why that's the
not
case.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what the justification is in the movie. That seems like a weird thing to do. But
Yeah, like it seems like it'd be easier to just blow up a bus.
yeah, I will say I have a friend that likes to drive fast, but who heard this idea and was like, "Whoa, free explosives!" You probably believe that. That's true.
I do believe that.
Right. So this is okay. So basically, there is an actual idea that is obviously more sane than this, which is having a thing in people's cars that like knows if they're driving too fast. I think people call that a governor, actually.
Oh, like a California state
Yeah,
governor.
very gubernatorial.
So, Amy, you're sounding so gubernatorial
Yeah.
today, may you say?
Yeah, I'm really gubernatorial. Actually, Beth, what's up with the word gubernatorial?
It's from Latin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes. Like, why isn't it a V? Why is it a B?
Not actually sure. I'd have to go check.
Gubernatorial. 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 Gubernatorial.
You're kind of a goober.
Yeah, is that what gubernatorial means? I'm kind of a goober. I've been told I'm a goober. Is that true? Let us know.
Okay, well, it's from Latin gubernator, which means governor.
Oh my god, the gubernator.
I think that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I'm
Probably.
pretty sure.
That sounds right.
Oh my god, the gubernator. All right.
Oh, okay, so it looks like the V got introduced in French. English got govern via
okay.
French.
That makes sense.
But gubernatorial straight from Latin.
And Beth, what's the relationship between V and B? Wait, hang on.
A-E-U, Bad Linguistics Corner. Oh, yeah, so they're both labial sounds. So that means they use the lips. Labia just means lips
I know.
in Latin.
I know.
Which is also obviously where the other use of the word is from.
Wait, what other use?
Okay, come on. Come on. You know, the labia.
Haha, pussy.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
How humorous.
Haha.
Oh, by the way, actually, I have a thing to say, which is, you know what joke linguists are sick of?
I know. It's cunning. Haha, you're such a cunning linguist.
Don't say that to a linguist, okay? They're sick of it.
They've
They've
heard
heard
it-
it way too much. You might think it's funny. They don't think it's funny, okay? Don't do it. Especially if it's like a linguist who's a lesbian or something. Don't do it, okay?
Yeah, I agree. I can stand behind this. Anyway, yeah, so they're both labial and voiced,
Yeah.
which basically means that your vocal folds, vocal cords in your throat, in your voice box are doing a regular kind of undulation.
And if you make different sounds while like touching your throat, you can actually feel the difference.
Yeah, so basically ba and va are, the difference is that B is a stop,
Ba.
specifically an oral stop. As opposed to a nasal stop, which people often just call nasals. But in this case, basically, it means that your mouth sort of fully closes at some point in time, so it stops the airflow.
Bad.
A general thing about oral stops is that you can't hold them as a sound in a meaningful way because of that. You can't really hold the B sound.
Not really.
But okay, so V is a fricative. That's where you have a constriction.
But it's not
in your
all the
mouth.
way closed.
Yeah, it's not fully closed, so there's enough constriction to create like noisy airflow. Yeah, and then specifically, it's a voiced fricative, so like the unvoiced equivalent of V is F, so that's, and you can just kind of hold that for a while. A sound, you can just make that sound for a while. Fuck. Wow. And then yeah, like for example, P is the unvoiced equivalent of B. In English also, it's also aspirated generally.
You know what else about P? It's the reason for pop filters, partly.
Yeah, we got some pop filters because basically because it's coming, like the sudden burst of air released is from right behind your lips at the very front of your mouth, followed by a burst like aspiration, which is basically more air coming out.
Right, so my understanding is people will sometimes say in English that the difference between P and B is voicing, but that's an oversimplification.
Yeah.
That's not quite right.
Yeah, basically, so there's, I think the more general term sometimes used is fortis and lenis, where,
Are those from Latin?
yeah, fortis means strong and lenis means weak.
Piano fortis.
I mean, it's like soft and louder
Yeah.
related to
Yeah,
weak
yeah.
and strong, you know,
Right.
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
For example, the dragon Fortisax in Elden Ring is like a strong guy.
Oh, big guy, strong guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the voiceless ones like P are fortis, and the voiced ones like B are lenis.
Oh, okay.
or weak. But basically, English and some other languages, Mandarin Chinese is a good example. Their main quote-unquote voicing distinction phonetically is actually an aspiration distinction.
Right.
But it's usually written because, like, the Latin alphabet, it kind of has nice support for voiced versus voiceless sounds.
Right.
You have a lot of pairs like P and B, T and D, K and G,
Yeah.
F and V,
Yep.
S and Z.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Right.
And there's actually some older orthographies for Chinese actually didn't do that, which is why you'll see some inconsistency.
Beijing, Peking.
Yeah, or you'll see some inconsistency in like Tao versus Tao, for example. Like
Right.
Taoism versus Taoism.
Yeah.
Because it's whether they used the older or the newer way.
Ah.
Where either way the sound represented is a voiceless unaspirated stop.
I see.
But they used to write that as like a T and they'd add an H for the after it for the aspirated one, but I think modern pinyin instead does the slightly cleaner solution of doing the voiceless unaspirated uses the voiced Latin letters and the voiceless aspirated uses the voiceless.
Oh, okay. I see. Right. And so so the reason pop filters in English matter more for P is because it's aspirated. It's specifically the aspiration that's like
Well, and because it's at the front of the mouth.
right.
Because the constriction's at the lips.
Right. So that combination of things makes it the worst sound for
Yeah. Basically, the burst of air from aspiration tends to disperse over distance.
Yeah.
But there's at least distance for it between your lips to a microphone is not far enough for it to disperse. So you
Right.
still get a sudden
So it's kind of
pressure
like if you
change
just
that causes
blew
a
into
pop.
the microphone,
Yeah, it's kind of like blowing on a mic, yeah.
which of course doesn't sound nice.
No, famous. Actually, let me see what it does to the pop filter real quick.
Okay. Ugh.
Oh, okay, yeah, Amy's wearing monitor headphones.
Yeah.
That was bad?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I guess the pop
I think
filter
it would have
can't
been way
handle that.
worse without the pop.
Wait,
filter.
sorry, can I move it aside and try it? Or do you not want
No,
to do that?
I don't
Okay,
want
You don't
to.
want to hear. You don't. Okay,
Maybe
I
later.
won't subject your ears to that. Sorry, Amy.
Okay. Wait. Sorry. What do you mean? Sorry.
Because I subjected your ears to an unpleasant
Oh,
sound.
sorry. I thought you were apologizing for not subjecting me to another.
Oh, no, you misunderstood.
That makes more sense. Anyway, I will say, okay, back to the car that explodes idea.
Oh, right.
So, right, maybe you have a little bit of leniency, right? Like, people go like 5 over the speed limit all the time. I'm not saying it should explode like immediately.
Okay, but it would be fun if it gets kind of funnier if it does.
It is kind of funny. Yeah, but you're right. That is funny though. But like, boom. Yeah, I am realizing. So like, someone tries to pass you. Some asshole in a Tesla tries to pass you. They blow up, but bad news. I think you might also blow up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not ideal. I will say I have some friends who have a very different attitude towards driving than I do. My attitude towards driving is, oh God, I have to be careful. What if I have to take on the moral culpability for injuring or killing someone with my gigantic metal machine? Oh God.
What if my big metal box that's speeding along at 100 miles per hour hits a human and immediately kills them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Though, this reminds me of a post I made, which is girl who hates driving but thinks she'd be a good mech pilot.
That's just real. That's a real type of girl,
No,
I guarantee.
That's a real girl, I think. Right. Whereas I have friends who are like, we cargo fast. Essentially, they just like aren't concerned, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, one friend basically is like, yeah, sex is okay, but as you try driving a car really fast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I made a joke, which that their belief is that the goal of driving should be to impart as much G-force to the passengers as possible. Those motherfuckers accelerate.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
There's 2 specific people.
They know who they are.
At least one of them is probably listening. They know who they are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
The girls who go fast. Zoom, zoom.
Zoom. Yeah, one of them is trying to convince me to buy a used BMW. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Also, a lot of our money's going into house.
This
Aforementioned
is true.
house.
We inherited some money. We are using it to buy a house. That's more or less what's happening.
We're being responsible adults over here.
Yeah.
We're getting we're
A
trying to figure out our
single-family
mortgage.
home.
We're trying to figure out our mortgage rates.
Yeah.
We're getting in homeowners insurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All
actually,
that
I had to
stuff.
be on a phone call about that for like 40 minutes yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. It was fine.
Yeah, Amy. Wow, you're really adulting.
I hate that.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
I think I'm at the tail end of millennials, but sometimes I hear something that's like millennial cringe, and I'm like,
Yeah, we're kind of in the slightly ambiguous zone where some people might consider us Zoomers.
Yeah.
Zillennial, sometimes people say.
Oh yeah, if you're curious, currently I drive a scratched up 2017 Hyundai Sonata that's already been stolen once.
Yeah, this car. So basically, she had a previous similar car where
It
someone
got totaled.
coming off a ramp in Oakland hit the side of it.
Yeah, I got T-boned. And
And-
actually, my car spun 180 degrees and ended up next to the median.
Yeah.
But it happened so fast that I was kind of just like, whoa, why am I over here now?
Yeah,
That's how car accidents are, to be
yeah.
honest.
Fortunately, there wasn't any passenger, and it hit the passenger side.
Yes.
It could have been a lot
I am
worse. I think.
honestly grateful that there wasn't a passenger because I think they would have gotten it worse.
Yeah, she
I
got
mean, it
like
didn't like completely crumple the car, but there was a huge dent in
yeah,
the, in
she
the
got
side
some
that
like
T-boned.
sort
I
of
got whiplash.
some neck pain,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that bad overall.
Yep.
It could have been much worse. But fortunately, the insurance was like, yeah, that's not your fault at all. They
Yeah.
just hit you and the side
Here
of
is-
you while you were
here
moving.
is like 11K, and then I bought basically the same car again for the money. I will say I am not buying another fucking Hyundai. Okay.
They're apparently really fucking easy to steal.
Yeah,
Which happened to this
they
car.
kind of fixed it, but they made it better. And there's certain model years that are worse, which I have one of those,
Unfortunately.
And there was a software security update to make it harder to steal. But guess what? My car got stolen like a month after I got the fucking security update. So it didn't fucking work.
Yeah, apparently specific model years of like Hyundai and Kia are targeted by
Yeah.
thieves a lot because they're just incredibly
Yeah,
easy to
basically
steal.
what happened is a guy drove into the parking garage where I live in a stolen Kia. He parked it in an empty spot. Then he got out and fucking stole my Hyundai.
He probably just went down looking at the cars until he saw a Kia or
I
Hyundai.
think so, yeah. And this was around 5 p.m., so you'd think someone would have fucking noticed. But I guess
not.
And then he followed someone out.
Yeah,
Nice to
he just
always
followed someone in, followed someone out.
Yeah, and then my HOA, which theoretically has security cameras on the garage and stuff, totally useless.
Yep.
I'm not okay. Look, we can't get into me complaining about an HOA because it would take the rest of the episode. and more.
Genuinely, yeah.
But oh boy, were they not? They were like, "Are you sure you didn't just park somewhere and forget it?" He's like, "Yeah, motherfucker."
So insulting that they said that, honestly. It's like, yeah, oh, sorry, did I leave? Maybe I just left my car in my other pants. What the fuck? Are you kidding? Okay, maybe someone could lose a car like
My
that, but it's not a
fucking car
reasonable
disappeared.
assumption.
Literally, I went out because I had to drive Beth somewhere, and I was like, "Where the fuck is my car?"
Yeah.
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 Anyway, they found it in a parking garage in San Francisco when it got towed. To be clear, the police didn't find it.
Yeah, so the HOA's use as the police were also completely useless.
Yes. As frankly,
I
is
think
their
the only
style.
use of reporting it to the police was because the insurance wanted the police report
Yeah,
as
pretty
like
much.
evidence of the
Pretty
theft.
much.
That's literally all the cops accomplished.
Yeah. So then I had to go to some fucking tow yard in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And be like, "Hello, this is my car.
Anyway,
Can I have it?"
so we had left a random empty can that I think had weed seltzer in it at one
Oh
point.
yeah, the guy fucking filled it with piss.
Yeah, that thing was full of piss, and it took us like a while after getting the car back
We're
to be like, wait a
minute, this
moment.
kid is full of piss. Oh, actually, okay. There is one interesting detail, which is the guy left some tools for working on cars and like the manual for an old model of Mustang in the car.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Which
about
is
that.
interesting because that makes me think he wasn't expecting it to get towed.
Yeah, probably not.
So he probably was like, wait, where the fuck did that car go?
Where did the fuck did my car parentheses that I stole
Yeah.
go?
So that's the story. I got it back. It was damaged, but the insurance paid for it to get fixed. So
Yeah. Because
Anyway.
again, this is clearly not Amy's fault.
No.
It was in a
Definitely
theoretically
not.
locked garage, you know?
well, and they were like, did you lock the car? And I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Also, when I got it back, it was like the guy had clearly forced
Yeah.
the door open. Right. So it was like, yes,
we
man,
actually
it was
still in the
locked.
car, like the old lock is hanging out.
Oh
detached
yeah,
in
you
there.
told me that. I was like, oh, I didn't fucking because it's in the back seat where
I mean-
a lot of the time if passengers in the front seat, so
Yeah.
just kind of forgot.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Also, and then also her car's kind of banged up from
My fault.
from
Running
backing
into poles.
from backing up into a pole trying to leave the
Weezer
parking for a
concert.
Weezer concert.
It's true. I blame Rivers Cuomo. Rivers Cuomo paid to fix my car. Oh yeah, actually, Weezer news update. They're actually apparently going to release a new album relatively soon.
Oh yeah, they
They
released a song for it.
and the Weezer fans actually like it. I didn't know that was possible.
Also, a song released 12 years ago. A Weezer song released 12
it's
years ago is
charting.
charting now. It's on the Billboard
Weezer
Top
new-
100.
Amy's
Hot
Weezer
100.
Corner. Yeah,
Wow.
Go Away, I guess, went viral on TikTok. That is, of course, from everything will be all right in the end.
Which many Weezer fans consider the spiritual successor to Pinkerton.
It is a good album. I don't think it's on the level of Pinkerton, but it's quite a good album. If you like Weezer at all, I would say definitely give it a listen.
It's one of the sort of late to mid career highlights.
I would
for
say
sure.
for sure it's in the top 5 for me. Like, no question.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously my top 2 are sort of
Blue and Pinkerton.
Not
Not necessarily in that order.
yeah, maybe actually I might actually put Pinkerton above Blue.
Yeah.
Honestly, not sure. I go back and
Yeah.
forth on that.
The White Album, I will say, also quite good.
I think White Album's underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Green Album's a little overrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's got like a couple songs I like a lot, but a lot of it is kind of
You don't, a lot
I
of it
don't
you
know.
don't really care about one way or another.
yeah, pretty much. It's
don't-
not
it
like
doesn't make
I
you
don't
feel
hate
anything.
it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair. All right. Actually, let's see. You wanna close this out pretty soon?
Let's maybe do one more.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is from a listener, I believe.
Do you remember who?
Yeah, Zach. I think.
Okay, cool.
I mean, he knows who he is.
Whoa, really? How does he know?
How do any of us know who we are?
Wow, that's deep.
All right. So if you're not familiar, there's a basically personality test called the Big Five,
Yeah.
which has more scientific validity than most personality tests. And what I mean by that is when you make people take it multiple times, they get fairly consistent results, which is not true of everything. And it was designed by people who have, some idea about like human psychology.
In contrast, the famous
total
Myers-Briggs
bullshit.
test was come up with by like Myers and Briggs were a mother and daughter pair who didn't have any formal relevant background.
And if you make people retake it, they pretty often get different
Yeah.
results.
Well, the problem is the results are binary, and they
Yeah,
basically
right.
just cut through the middle of a normal distribution. So it's
Right.
most people for most traits will be close to the
middle,
border, and
yes.
depending on like they might
RNG kind of.
flip
Yeah.
flop across the border.
Slightly
so
different answers
it's sort of
over
poorly
time.
designed in that regard. Yeah, basically, the main way they validate personality tests as constructs is if you take it again like 10 years later, do you get the same results basically? Because the idea of like personality as a construct
something that should hold
is
up
that
over
it doesn't
time,
really
right?
change in an individual.
It's like it's relatively core traits, right?
Yeah. So a comparison I've heard that I think is sort of helpful is personality is like the climate and mood is
Right.
like the weather.
Oh, okay. Right, so like you're certainly not in the same mood all the time, but there's some sort of core baseline that if it is shifting, it would shift slowly and it may not really shift.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, actually. I think that seems like a good comparison. Also, I'm just putting it out there. I like to say this. Myers-Briggs is like astrology for Redditors. Do I mean that is that Redditors parentheses derogatory? Of course it is.
It is, yes.
Obviously. I wouldn't say Redditors to mean anything else.
Myers-Briggs is for someone on OkCupid who wants to read Harry Potter the Methods of Rationality.
Real. Wait, hang on.
Fact check. That's true.
Got it in again?
Wow.
No, like actually, that's fucking true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. So going back to the idea.
Right. So yeah, the idea is that the Big Five has like an acronym, which I think is ocean or canoe.
It's the same letters.
It's the
either
same
way.
letters either way. So the idea is a personality test where there is one trait for every letter of the alphabet. There's 26 different traits.
You might say that seems like actually too many. You don't even need that many. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it's a bad idea.
Yeah, well, yes, you definitely don't need that. It's frankly, I can only imagine how fucking long that test would be.
Yeah, right. Because generally for these things, they'll have several questions to cover each trait sort of in a redundant way. Because if they had one question, it wouldn't have very high confidence, like just from that.
Wait, what if you represented this personality test with a pangram?
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Beth, you want to say what a pangram is?
Yeah, so that's a phrase or sentence that has all of the symbols in an alphabet, or sometimes there's things kind of like pangrams for non-alphabets, but it gets more complicated to talk about.
And can you say an example one?
The really classic one, often used for testing fonts and stuff, or displaying fonts, is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I always forget the verb tense momentarily, but I think you need to get the S in there. You already have the D from dog.
There's also Sphinx of Black words.
Judge my vow. Yeah, that one's actually shorter, I think.
I kind of like that one more.
Yeah, I know there's one that I think where they managed to get it down to like 27 or 28 letters, which is really impressive.
I will say, so after a certain point, they're saying, here's a Welsh word that has none of the letters that would typically consider to be vowels in English. And those are a little like, I don't know.
Yeah, like the really short one is kind of a stretch semantically. It's something like nymphs, vex, fjord, somethings. Fjord waltzes or something.
Okay, yeah, like, what is that? Furious green ideas sleep furiously. Sorry, wait, no.
That's
What
not
is it?
Colorless green ideas
Yeah,
sleep furiously.
thank you.
That's a classic example of how a sentence can be structurally correct but semantically nonsensical or
So if you think you know what
empty.
that means, let us know.
That's great.
All right, let's wrap it up, all
All
right?
right, yeah.
Cool. Thank you for listening to Shitpost Mortem. Also, I just wanted to mention our website is shitpost.biz.
Yeah.
That's a good URL. I've been buying URLs for fun.
Another cool URL she bought. You should check it out.
Nightalien.com.
Nightalien.com. You should check it out.
Check it out. Our email is shitpostmortempod@gmail.com, and we have a blue sky at shitpostmortem.bsky.social.
Hosts, Amy and Beth.
Editor, Amy. Also maybe Beth.
I edited like half of it last
Yeah.
time, but I'm feeling kind of crappy today, so I don't know if I'm going to do
we'll
it today. Linguistics consultant, Beth.
And our intro is by Bruhisma. That's with a BRUX. Thank you for listening.